Hi friends, this is Kris with the School of Grace Preschool in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I wanted to share some of our gardening adventures over the past year. In the spring of 2019, we planted cucumber seeds in egg cartons and transplanted them to our school garden. Over the summer, our staff and church members watered and cared for them. We were able to donate nearly 50 cucumbers to a local ministry. And then, this past fall, we planted winter crops of cabbages, broccoli, lettuces, and Brussels sprouts. With water and sunlight, they grew and grew and grew. And then, in early spring of this year, we harvested our lettuce and broccoli and would eat it regularly with ranch dressing during lunch and snack time. And then one rainy day, the children picked red and green cabbages. We washed the cabbages, dried them, and cut them into strips and cooked them with butter, oil, and spices to make sauteed cabbage. It was delicious. A few weeks ago, I went to school to pick the remaining vegetables and planted seedlings that my family started at our house. Jeanne helped too, all the while social distancing. And then I came home and made our sauteed cabbage recipe for dinner, and it was delicious the second time around. We're going to get close to the stalk and just pull them off so we can make some cabbage rolls.
The purples?
Well, and the green. You can pick some green too. Yeah. So the frog and monkey class planted them, I guess, earlier this winter, and they did really well. So yeah, just hop in here and start picking some leaves off. We'll just kind of pull them and make a big pile. We can even pick this little head. There's like a head in the middle. See where it came together?
In here, friends, and we are going to pull out weeds so that we can get ready for our next crop that we're going to plant today, which I think the Montgomery family has cucumber plants that we are going to put in the dirt and see if we can keep them alive.
Alright, so we got our cucumber seedlings. They are about 10 days old. So we're just kind of putting them in the holes that Jeanne dug and then tucking them in with some dirt. Once we get all these planted, then we will do some watering. Last summer, these cucumbers just took off. The chain link fence right here acted as its trellis, and we were able to produce, I think, nearly 50 cucumbers, which we ended up giving away to a local ministry. Alright, so we've cleaned and dried our cabbage for sauteed cabbage, and now Claire is going to, she's rolled up several pieces of cabbage together, and she is going to slice it into small little cuts. So go ahead and start cutting it, Claire. Back and forth. There you go. We're using this great kid-friendly knife that we've had for a couple years. We finished chopping up all of our cabbage. That's probably about 1.5 small cabbages worth of shredded cabbage. We've got a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon of olive oil, half a teaspoon of pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and about half a tablespoon of apple cider vinaigrette.
Yep.
Our pan is nice and heated, so I'm going to add the butter and the olive oil to our pan to get that going. Once it starts melting, I'm going to start to add our sauteed cabbage to it and start to saute that. The butter will give it a really good flavor. And you can switch out these oils and butter fats based on your family's preference. So our butter is melted. I'm going to add the sauteed cabbage.
Yeah, you do.
Or the cabbage. There we go. I'm going to add that and let it start sauteing for about 10 to 15 minutes. Been sauteing our cabbage for about 2 minutes, so we're going to add our salt and pepper. Give it some more flavor. There's our salt, and here comes our pepper. Yeah, dump it all in. Thanks, Claire. Then we're going to start to stir this around.
It's hot.
And let this keep going for about another 10 minutes or so. All right, our cabbage is done sauteing. Sometimes I would stir it, but I also just kind of let it sit. That way it can get these yummy, delicious caramelized pieces on the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it off the heat and put it in a dish and add the apple cider vinegar. You can see how a lot of these pieces have really crisped up and caramelized. It's going to be delicious. The last step is to add the apple cider vinegar. And the recipe calls for about half a tablespoon. You can always add more depending on your taste. Just going to stir it around. And of course adjust the salt and pepper as needed if you want more. And there you go. We